Richard the Wise, James the Clown. We were hanging out. So I know we were trying to think of different segments, and I was thinking of this one late last night. So this is a little bit botched, but I woke up at like 1 in the morning, and this premonition came to me, if that's what the word is. But
okay, so you were awoken in the night.
Yeah, I guess you could say like I was. Yeah, like this idea woke me up. Okay, I'm into it.
All right.
Because you know how easily entertained I am about like the littlest things. So I was.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, well, me more than most. I mean, you could show me a flavor of soap, or not a flavor, a scent of soap, and I would question how that's a scent. So I thought, well, what about like actual facts, like interesting facts?
Okay.
And then me not knowing any of them probably, but I would go in and learn these, and then have something that's also kind of like educational in a way. Because maybe you don't know them, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But they're just interesting. So what I did was, since it was 1 in the morning and I'm just home.
How long ago was this?
Last night.
So this was last night. All right. Okay.
So I went on YouTube and I just typed in interesting facts.
Okay.
And the first one I landed on was 1 hour of a British scientist talking about interesting space facts.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, I didn't understand a word he was saying. I'm not kidding. I turned it off after like 15 seconds. He said so much stuff in 15 seconds. So then I kept searching, and I found, like, you know those ASMR videos where it's people with a microphone and they whisper in front of the microphone?
Like people that are into weird sounds and shit?
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's some kind of therapeutic thing. It was that, and it was the same thing, interesting facts.
Okay.
And I started listening, but it was all I kept hearing the entire time she was doing this was...
Oh, man.
like the clicking of her mouth.
Dude.
And I get that that's an ASMR thing, but I'm not
It is.
Yeah.
So I saw that shit on Tosh.0, and he had one of those girls on that did all the sounds. Same exact fucking thing happened to me. I was like, who likes this? And why?
I was like, none of these facts are going to be interesting to me because I'm not going to hear them. I'm just gonna hear
Right. Yeah. No.
So then I'm like, all right, my search must continue. And then so I kept looking on YouTube, and I found it said, interesting facts, sand edition.
Sand edition.
Just sand edition. I went, okay.
All right.
And then press play, and this guy comes out strong with more people die every year by sand castles than sharks. And I burst out laughing because I'm like, okay, this is a joke, dude. I should have realized it from Sand Edition, but this is clearly a joke. But then he explained it right after, like while I'm laughing. He went, it's because people fall in the holes that people dig for all their sandcastles. And he said 24 people a year die from falling into these holes.
How many people die from sharks?
I don't know, because at this point I actually got concerned. And I didn't want to be... It's 1:30 in the morning at this point, and now I'm worried about sand being a murder weapon. So I had to...
Haven't you ever played Clue, bro? Like,
yeah,
clearly
I mean.
sand.
I open the manila envelope, and it's just sand pours out. And I'm like, oh, no. But it doesn't stop. It just keeps pouring. It just never stops. So I got freaked out, so I turned that off. And then I just went to Bob Ross painting videos and just went to bed. And then, so when I woke up, I was like, dude, why don't you just go to Barnes & Noble and buy a fact book?
Okay.
And that's what I did. I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought a fact book, and I started going through. And then I realized at this point, as soon as I didn't know why I didn't look at it when I was in the store, but this is like a children's fact book, pretty much. Like it's like big pictures, as you can see. It's like
right up your alley, then.
Yeah. Like one page is just one fact. Like that's it. There's a horrible cartoon drawing. But I figured, hey, why not? These are still facts.
This book is called Factopia.
Yeah, shout out to Britannica Books. Factopia, Follow the Trail of 400 Facts by Kate Hale. Illustrated by Andy Smith. Okay. They're both probably children because looking at this stuff.
And how far have you gotten into this book?
So
this book was purchased today?
Today, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so on the plane, that's why I was like, I can just read on the plane.
Sure.
And I can highlight things that I thought were stood out to me maybe for like a conversational piece.
Okay.
And I got to like 70 before I was like, I'm not going to go through this whole book, and we're not going to do all these. I just figured, like, why not just run through a couple.
And find some good stuff.
Yes. And then also to preface, I've done no further research on any of these. These are just literal
So you've
facts.
taken everything as face value.
Yeah, I believe 100%. Why would it be in a book, right? I mean, it has to be 100% true. It's called Factopia. It's not fiction.
I mean,
or like call it what you will, topia. You know? Like, yeah, it's not like that. Like I would question more about sand being the murder weapon than anything.
So
in this book.
you've now opened this book about 3 times. And it's been open to one page the whole
Yes,
time.
and
it's a cartoon
It's a
drawing
baby crying.
of a baby crying with a pacifier in its mouth. And you're saying that like no matter what, anything they say in this book must be a fact.
Yeah, especially how far-fetched. And that's why I have the dog ear on this one. I also don't know why it's a dog ear, because it's only one flap. But anyway, so this fact is new.
What the fuck is a dog? Oh,
Dog
folding
ear for
over the
cage?
corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, which is like whatever.
Is that an official term?
dogs in this
I
room,
think
like-
that's the first I've ever heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's actually what it is. A dog
Okay.
ear.
All
Yeah,
right.
whatever. It
And
could
look
be
at
any ear.
Dooney the Clown's teaching something to Richard the Wise.
It's not even in the book, too, dude. I just said that off the top of my head. Okay, so this fact with the crying baby is newborn babies have about 270 bones. By the time babies grow up, they'll have between 206 and 213.
So they have more bones.
How? How does a smaller human be more compact? Like, is it like a Lego set? Like you built the full Lego set, but then as it got older on the shelf, maybe you chipped off a couple pieces.
So here, I'll tell you what I know about
Legos or bones?
Bones.
Okay.
And specifically in children.
Anticlimactic.
So I
Okay.
don't know about the number of them, but what I do know is, all right, let's take a plane crash or a car accident or something. How many times have you heard of like car accident, both parents died, but the young child survived, right?
Couple movies, yeah.
Well, no, this happens, and the reason for it is as you get older, your bones become more rigid, okay? And as a child, it's throughout evolution, you are built to survive things like your parents fucking dropping you on your head, okay? So you are built to survive different types of things, and your bones are more... what's the word? It's not as they're more elastic, maybe, or like they're not just as like they can bend a little bit more, and like so when there's that hard impact of a car accident or a plane crash, you have that hard impact. Like your bones, that's where you have that compound fractures and shit, and you're just fucking split the fuck open and bleeding the fuck out all over the place. Kids, their bones are not that rigid yet. That happens over time as you get older. So they have they can absorb the impact better. Just like anything, think of like a car bumper. Car bumper are not rigid and hard, right? It's designed for the car. You get hit hard on the back or the front, it folds up like an accordion because that's absorbing that impact.
Yes,
right.
But it absorbs it, and then you get a new car bumper. These kids, they're just. I'm picturing it just a kid as a giant bone because it's 270 bones. So you're saying that every child has been hit with cars?
I'm
or
not.
something?
No. See,
where do these bones go?
I didn't claim to understand why there's more bones for a baby.
You're the wise. I'm expecting this fact.
What I'm saying is that I understand that children's bones are have more they can absorb contact better than what adults can. I have no idea why. I would never guess that they have more bones.
Yeah, like 64 bones just go missing over a couple of years. I'm sorry, are my bones eating other bones or something? Like it's a fact that I have no research on, but it's just a fact, and that's important. But so all right, so this kind of concerns me because you're the wise and I'm the clown. When I'm reading off these facts, for some reason I assume that you'd be like, oh yes, well, matter of fact, by the age of 2 they lose 31 bones, but then over time.
I mean, let's try to think about this. So can we solve this and then maybe Google it and see if we're right? Let's think of what the reason could be, where these bones are going.
All right, so my initial thought is, as the human child grows, that the bones have served their purpose. Like a spaceship, when it goes off, it detaches some of its things.
Okay.
Right. So as the child grows, it just discards some of these bones. So maybe they, like you said, they're not like actual bones. Maybe they're bendy. So maybe they start dissolving.
I didn't say that they weren't actual bones. I just said their bones were more flexible.
Yeah. So maybe they flex out. You know what I mean? Maybe they just start losing their bone.
Where do these bones go? Losing their bone purpose.
I mean, like, you know, like, well, okay, what's your theory, dude? Yeah, silence. Yeah.
Do they?
So mine's
all right. So like, you know, your fingers and toes are made up of tons of small bones.
Phalanges. Yeah.
Right, phalanges. So there's very small bones in there. Do certain bones that started out as separate bones, do they start to like connect through tissue and ligaments and
Yes.
start to become one bone? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like
'cause
reverse Pangea.
Yeah.
Right?
So like,
yeah.
how the fuck? I don't understand. Where do these bones go? You just like, because you're like, yeah, I understand. All right, a rocket gets shot off into space. The rocket launcher falls off.
Yeah.
After
Goes into the space
right,
of the body.
Right. So I understand how that works, but where the fuck does your bones go? Like, are you shitting out a bone? I don't understand. Our teeth.
No, they're not bones. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But your mandible and
Those are
maxilla?
bones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mandible is your lower jaw. Maxilla is the upper jaw.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like they wouldn't go away. I think it's kind of what you. I think you hit the nail on the head with the bones in the hands, because there's a lot more in your hands and feet. Maybe there's more as a child to reflect the flexibility, but then they end up kind of forming into the other ones. Maybe
Should
that's how
we
you lose
ask
them.
Alexa what she thinks the answer?
She just glue when you
Of
said
course.
her name.
I mean, I said her fucking name.
Yeah.
So what?
Is she? There's no. Is she really going to have an answer like
All
that?
right, well, let's find out. Alexa, why does a newborn baby have more bones than an adult?
Well said.
Here's something I found on the web. According to reference.com, according to how stuff works, babies have more bones than adults because some infant bones are separate pieces that gradually fuse after birth.
Gradually fuse.
Answer the question.
Yes.
Yo, all right, okay, all
And
right.
and this is why I am the wise and he is the clown.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Okay.
your hypothesis was that the bones would somehow part ways with the body,
And lose their bone purpose.
similar to a rocket ship being launched into space.
All right, so it's all right. So the wise 1, the clown 0.